They say I ruined everything, that our love was built on low self-esteem. I know they're right, and I don't know how to fix the damage I caused. I met my partner when we were both 19. We were in college, living in queer housing, just two awkward, emotionally bruised kids trying to figure out who we were in the world. We started out as roommates, nervous and guarded. But something clicked. Despite our hesitations, we fell in love. I'd never really been in love before, not seriously, just a kiss with a girl the year before, nothing meaningful. My partner was my first real connection, my first time being truly seen. They made me feel loved in a way I didn't know was possible. I made them feel noticed and cared for, which, heartbreakingly, they weren't used to. We made each other feel special in those early days. Instead of going to classes, we depression nested in my dorm room, pulling away from everything except each other. We flunked out that same semester. Not exactly a promising start to adulthood, but at the time, being together felt more important than anything else. After that, I invited them to move in with my family. That didn't last long. My dad, a violent alcoholic, snapped at me for something small, and things escalated to the point where he almost beat both of us. My partner packed up and went back to their family, even though their own relationship with them was already strained. We spent the next few years in a long-distance relationship. 3 or 4 years of texts, late-night calls, aching to be in the same room again. Then came 2020. I was working the night shift at a grocery store, my first job ever, which I finally got because my partner said they'd break up with me if I didn't start contributing. They were working at a convenience store near their family's house. Both of us were miserable. When COVID hit, we quit. I drove across states to get them and bring them back to live with me and my family again. My dad had mellowed out a bit, or so I thought. But that summer, his drinking reached new, horrifying lows. Still, we were together again, and for a little while that was enough. That was 5 years ago. Since then, my partner hasn't worked. I went back to the same grocery store, but worked days instead. I liked that job. The people, especially the assistant manager, were kind and became my only real friends besides my partner. But then management changed. My new boss was hostile and discriminatory toward me. I tried to hold on, but I was unraveling inside. I ended up quitting impulsively, and that decision has haunted me ever since. If I'd just lasted 6 more months, I would have outlived her. She quit too, not long after I left. But I didn't make it. I cracked. And we've been spiraling ever since. We're deep in credit card debt now. No job, no savings, no way out except leaning on my mom, the only one in my family who likes us. My mental health is in shambles. I have meltdowns, sometimes full-on breakdowns, and my partner doesn't know how to handle them anymore. They're burned out, fed up, done with carrying the emotional load I keep dumping on them. Over the past decade, they've always said I'm irresponsible, immature, that I don't think like an adult. And they're not wrong. They begged me, over and over again, to plan better, to budget properly, to structure our days so we weren't always overwhelmed. I always agreed, but I never followed through. And when I did try, I did it wrong timing, bad decisions, too little too late. I made promises and broke every one of them. I hurt them, not with cruelty, but with inaction. With disappointment. Over and over again. I betrayed their trust, not by cheating or lying, but by failing them repeatedly in ways that chipped away at their sense of safety with me. And still, I benefited from their love, their loyalty. It feels like I stole years of their life and joy without giving enough in return. Ironically, I encouraged them to develop a stronger sense of self, to speak up more about what they didn't like about me. I wanted to know how to be better. I just didn't expect the list to be so long or so brutal. They tell me everything now, and I agree with every painful word. I don't even get angry. How could I? They're right.
I took so much from them.
They cut off contact with their toxic family willingly, but over time, they also lost touch with the few relatives they did like, because of me. Because I didn't help them stay connected. They don't even have a working phone anymore. We couldn't afford it. The free SIM card they had through a government program was discontinued due to fraud by the company. I failed to help them get a replacement. They can't drive. Only I can. And neither of us have any friends. It's just the two of us, alone, stuck. And the worst part? They have nowhere else to go. No family, no safety net, no job, no phone, no car, no escape. I am all they have, whether they want me to be or not. And I can feel it, the quiet desperation that clings to everything we do now. I can feel them getting colder toward me, more resigned, more bitter, more disgusted. And I can't even blame them. They say things to me now that cut deeper than anything bullies ever said to me growing up. Words like humiliating, miserable, agonizing, grueling. They've called our life a prison.
Said they don't like me.
That I ruined everything. And then last night they said something that I don't think I'll ever be able to unhear. They told me that the only reason they fell in love with me was because their self-esteem was so low. That if they had more confidence, they would have gone to class, stayed in college, and never fallen for me at all. They would have been successful.
Happy.
Not stuck here with someone like me. Something broke inside me when I heard that. Like a switch flipped. Like a piece of me shattered. I've always told myself that no matter how bad things got, our love was real.
It meant something. But now?
It feels like it was never built on anything solid. Just two broken people clinging to each other and sinking slowly together. But the worst part? We don't want to break up. We can't. Despite everything, we still love each other. Or maybe we're just too dependent, too afraid of what life would look like apart. I don't even know anymore. But I do know this, I want more than anything to make them proud. To do something right. Just once. I want to be a good partner. I want to be the reason they smile, not the weight dragging them down. But I'm lost. And every time I try to come up with a plan to fix our life, my mind goes blank. I have nothing. I am nothing. Just a bundle of shame, regret, and broken promises. And when they tell me how much I've failed them, I don't argue. I just cry. I murmur excuses, but they sound hollow, even to me. I hate who I am. Not just as a partner, but as a person. I think the world would have been better off if I had never existed. If I hadn't pulled them into this wreck of a life. If I hadn't let them fall for someone so incapable of being what they deserved. I'm sad. I'm ashamed. And I'm completely, utterly lost. I want to be happy again, not just for me, but for them. I want us to be happy. But it feels like that window closed years ago, and I didn't notice until the light was gone. I don't know what to do. And honestly, it feels like I never did.